Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Bernadette Parker, and you are joining us for an online business presentation known as Bye Bye Boss. Just a little bit about who we are, why, how, and what we're doing. Team SL21 is the brainchild of our mentor, Jeffrey Lee, who has achieved the dream of financial independence and time freedom, and who has devised this simple strategy to help those of us who are still struggling. We offer a series of webinars, and this webinar, Bye Bye Boss, is the introductory webinar. Why and how? So we're Team SL21, a group of individuals who have connected globally. We're like-minded in the sense that we like to help people. And everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo and thinking outside the box. The status quo around the world is a situation where the wealth gap between the super rich and everybody else has been growing, and it's got to the point where unless you're super rich, you pretty much feel like a modern day slave. And most people feel like they don't have enough money and that they don't have enough time to live a good life. So that's the status quo that we're challenging. To do that, you have to think outside the box. Our number one goal is to help others succeed by creating more abundance in their lives, to have more time and more money, because with that abundance, they'll be able to have a better life and be in a position to have a greater impact in the world. We challenge the status quo by offering an online business model that is beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. What is special about our business model? First of all, it's online. A lot of people are looking for a way to do business online. There's no investment. There's no need to sell anything. No need to host or to physically attend weekly meetings. Our webinars are all online, so you're in a meeting now without having to waste your time in traffic. And we have people joining from all over the world. We have free online training from Monday to Friday in English and in Spanish. And we cover topics like entrepreneurship, financial intelligence, personal development, leadership, communications, teamwork, technology, and social media. In English, we have 3 webinars, and this is the first. Bye Bye Boss is the introduction to the online business model. The other 2 have to do with where does the money come from, a detailed look at the income projections, and the final one is a training webinar. Together, we're creating a healthy, united, friendly, and fun global community, a noble and enriching win-win culture. And this global opportunity can become extremely lucrative because it is so duplicatable and scalable. And you can do it from your phone, starting part-time along whatever else you're currently doing. With that in mind, if you have been looking for a way to get out of the rat race, to have a better life, let's take a look at some of the goals that you might have in mind. Maybe you want to make extra income, have financial security and independence. Maybe you want to meet new people, have more free time, retire young, own your own business, help others, grow personally, leave a legacy, educate your children in the best way possible, own the car and house of your dreams without any debt, or travel the world. As you look at these goals, identify the top 3 most important to you and ask yourself when you want to have these as part of your life. Is it in a year, 2 years, 5 years? Then ask yourself, if you continue to do what you're currently doing, will you realistically be able to achieve those goals in that time frame? And if your answer is no, I believe that you've attracted this business to you to help you to solve that issue. Or maybe you're confident that you'll be able to achieve those 3 goals in the time set. So then I'm going to ask a bigger question. What if you could have the entire dream board that we're showing here in your life within a 5-year period? Because that's what's possible. And that's what happened to Jeffrey, who tells his story in tomorrow's webinar, Where Does the Money Come From? Let's take a look at the 4 options we have for creating income. This is called the cash flow quadrant. There's a left and a right side, and 95% of the population is on the left side. They're either employees or they're self-employed. Self-employed would be a professional, a doctor, dentist, lawyer, accountant, engineer, or a small business owner, particularly if your business is a service business. These people are trading their time for money, and you can never trade enough time for money to ever get free, because there are only 24 hours in a day and only one of you. And every day you're starting over again at zero, so these people will never even keep pace with inflation. And these 95% of the population earn just 5% of the income and earn just 5% of the net worth. Now, the right side of the quadrant is the interesting side, the abundant side. You move into a business that is not a service business. It's based on products that are consumable and that are in high demand. And your business is based on a system that is scalable on a global basis and is the type of business that will still make money for you even if you step away from it. Passive residual income, making money even when you're asleep. Only 5% of the population are on the right side of this quadrant, and these 5% earn 95% of the income. And what we're talking about today is how to get over to the right side. Why is this important? Because government studies show what happens to people at age 65. These sobering statistics are taken from Australia, but could equally apply to any first world country. At age 65, only 1% of the population have made more than $3 million of net worth. They've made it. They're there. They're financially secure and independent and time-free. A further 3% have made it to $3 million and are sitting pretty as well. They're financially secure. But that's just 4% of the population. The other 96% of the population are either dead or dead broke, or they're still working. Not because they want to, but because they have to. They are the people on the left side of that quadrant. So the key to getting out of the rat race and stop being a modern-day slave is to think outside the box and do something different. Because if we keep doing the same thing over and over, we're going to get the same result. And we don't want to see anybody fall into this 96%. So what I'd like to do is introduce you to a video that we've done. It's called, Do You Have an Exit Strategy? It's just over 5 minutes long, and the person who invited you onto this call can share it with you. It's on YouTube, and it's going to explain to you that the way you can get out of the rat race and create freedom for yourself is by creating passive residual income. So how do we do this? How do we create an online business without any cost, without any investment? The first thing is to recognize that we're wasting money. Every household in the world has a budget for various items like mortgage payments or rent, electricity, internet, food, clothing, and personal care products. Personal care products would include your shampoo, your toothpaste, your soap and cleansers, creams, and cosmetics. These are highly consumable products. Also, your nutritional supplements. Every household in the world has a budget for this, and they'll be using these products no matter what the economy is doing. Let's say the average household is consuming 50 points per month. 50 points is used as a global unit of measurement, and in Australia that equates to about $80 per month. Now, there are obviously households that are spending a lot more than that, and there are some that are spending less than that per month. So at $80 per month, the annual expense in Australia is about $960. And over 40 years, that's $38,400. Literally money down the drain. So here's the question. What if you could turn that expense into a lucrative business online that would pay you a passive residual income? That's what we're talking about. This is radical and revolutionary. So how do we actually do this? Just 3 simple steps. Step 1, instead of wasting your money, switch to a brand that we're going to recommend, a brand of personal care products that will allow you to build this lucrative business. You're going to love these products, and there's no risk because they come with a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Just try them. I think you're going to really love them. Step 2. After you've switched brands, you invite people to come onto our webinars. All our webinars are free. And let's say you bring one person a month, 5 people a month, and they like what they see and hear, and they switch brands, and they join your network. And before you get all concerned about networking, what we're going to tell you is that this is completely radical, revolutionary, disruptive way of networking, because there's no selling product, no meetings to attend, and there's no investment. So we will teach you and your friends everything they need to do just by connecting to the webinars. And then you can experience the power of exponential compounding growth as they continue, and you continue to invite more people to find a way to get out of the rat race. Now, why is this possible? It's possible because the global market for personal care products is massive, and there are thousands of companies that are competing in that space for your money. We've identified the very best supplier. We've selected them on the basis of the quality of the products, their vision, their logistics, their longevity in the marketplace, and also their compensation plan. These companies will actually pay you for using and for recommending their products and for bringing customers to them. So right now, their market share is presented in orange, based on their existing existing systems and strategies. So what we're going to do with Team SL21, which is based on intelligent consumption, is shown on the right side. We're going to increase the market share of this company as represented by the green. As we switch brands and start to use their products and invite others to do the same, they will pay us up to 40% of the consumption of our network. And this is the most lucrative compensation plan available. So how is this possible? How does this work? This is a potential income study. We'll call it the 50 by 1 model. The 50 is that universal standard of monthly personal consumption per household that was $80 Australian. And the by 1 is, what if you brought one person a month to your network? They joined for free. They don't have to invest anything. They just switch brands. And they do the same thing as you. Every month they bring a new person. What happens is that in the course of 36 months, with not perfect duplication, but with 20% effective duplication, you would be making over 10,000 Australian dollars per month in passive residual income. So now you have financial and time freedom. Now, if you brought more people each month and your people did the same thing, your income could be way bigger. Robert Kiyosaki wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and this is a quote from him. And rich, not just in terms of finances, it's being rich in time and happiness and fulfillment, and money and the ability to help others. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everybody else looks for work. We've been programmed to look for work, but we know that a job is never going to get us that security we're looking for. So a case in point is Facebook. Facebook is a network. And when I first got introduced to it, I didn't understand it and I didn't join. But after a while, I opened an account and my friends and family opened accounts. And now through word of mouth and exponential growth, over a third of the world's population has a Facebook account. 2.5 billion people, and they've monetized it. And we're doing a similar thing here with our free online webinars, and you can participate in this. So this is just a little bit of what we're doing here with our Team SL21 systems, strategy, and culture. It's radical, it's revolutionary, it's ridiculously simple. Just connect to our webinars. There's no risk, There's no investment. It's a no-brainer. So, for those of us who are listening in, if we have piqued your interest, be sure to ask the person who invited you for that 5-minute video, do you have an exit strategy? And also for the times and the link to join us on our other webinars so that you can make an informed decision. With that, I'll end the webinar and thank everybody for participating. And I hope you make it a great day.
Thanks, Bernadette. That was awesome.
Was that okay?
Congratulations.